that they're on the blue side means that there's definitely a cast and ban that has to happen for Complexity.Black. Last game they banned away Kha'Zix, even though they themselves play a lot of it.
Yeah.
I wonder if they're going to go for that type of ban in this game as well.
Well, the Ziggs gets respect banned out. Probably
Yeah.
had enough of an effect. I wish I was like, look, I know I'm really good, but you should get rid of the Ziggs. He was actually pretty important.
Yeah, of the things that went well for Complexity that game, probably Ziggs probably did a number on Xiao early on in the game. He was very close to taking him out a bit early. It was a tough moment for him. It's a good ban, I think, by LMQ.
I want to see the last ban here, because I know Lee Sin got grabbed away very early on by an LMQ rotation. They wanted to grab it and both steal it away from Brokenshard, who has had good impact on Lee Sin overall. But it's going to be Caitlyn dropped away. Now, Sivir, Lee Sin, Renekton also available as well.
Yeah. They have the pick of the litter right now for what they want. I like the Caitlyn ban only because Vasily is so damn good at it.
Yeah.
They first picked it last game, had to ban it this game. But that, of course, leaves up a lot of things. Whether it's Renekton, whether it's Kha'Zix even, or would they actually do that knowing that it can go in any spot they really want it to, mid or support. Wow.
Well, think about what LMQ has done. So they've banned Thresh away, Bubba Dubs, one of his best champions by far, and then steal away Lulu right off the bat as well. So they're putting a player who honestly underperformed last game, 0-6-3 from Bubba Dub, losing another champion from his pool. And I gotta say, likely going to Xiao, but we'll see where it goes.
That's a really good point. It's going to make the Complexity.Black bot lane struggle a little bit more. Maybe he would go for something like an Annie, but they don't know where that Lulu is going, and there's still a chance they're going to have to go up against a Leona lane that is incredibly aggressive from the other side. A lot of talking going down from Westeros right now in Brokenshard. They do get the choice of what they want. They could pick something like a Kha'Zix, which is tough against a Lulu, just because they're going to wait until he tries to jump in, pop that Lulu wall, and stop him from going.
Make his life pain. Annie is the hover right now. I still got to say Lee Sin. I feel like being important. And no, the Gragas was banned by Complexity.Black, and they say we're going to pick this one up for ourselves. Any Gragas coming through. Now, Brokenshard plays that a bunch in solo queue, but every time they've picked Gragas, it's gone to Prolly.
I think that's probably where it's going to be going this time as well. I would say Complexity.Black is putting a lot of energy into denying LMQ popular picks. Knowing that Lulu could go as a support, the Gragas could have easily been picked by Xiao, and he had that 400 CS game on Gragas.
Yeah. Denying that one. Not a bad choice, certainly. But with Lulu in the mix there, I still feel like it's not a more champion, so we'll see. No Name looks like he's going to get his chance for Lee Sin again. Xiao just keeps liking to click Skarner. This is pre-rework Skarner. I don't think we'll see him yet.
One of these days, they're just going to lock it in. Shock the
4.2
world.
Skarner I like a lot, by the way.
Yeah, people...
He's really fast.
People generally didn't like the first few plays of him, but glad you have positive things to say.
I like him a whole bunch.
Yeah. Definitely
he kidnaps
the speed.
you way quicker than he used to.
Absolutely. Yeah. There we go.
There we go. So Pantheon grabbed in. No Name got the pick last time. He's like, yeah, I want Lee Sin. So Pantheon said, you know what? Never mind. That's going to be mine.
This is going to be an early game team.
Oh, yeah.
Holy crap. LMQ played the slow game last time. They're not going to be doing that again. Renekton, Pantheon,
even
absolute aggression early. Especially if that's a Lulu mid and they go with something even more aggressive in the bottom lane.
Leona Lucian.
Something like that. Even Ezreal Lucian, you know?
Sure.
Or sorry, not Ezreal.
Ezreal Lucian, yes.
Yeah.
Attack speed buffs. Good support.
Yeah. Malphite.
Yeah, it got played in the GPL.
Did. It also got played in, wasn't it NLB?
Jezzy played
NLB
at top
as
lane.
well. Yeah.
Yeah, not a support, though. Sorry, you just said Malphite. I was
Malphite.
like, yeah. Okay, fine.
I wonder what Prolly's going to, or Westeros is going to do against Renekton. I don't think he has anything that can actually beat Ackerman's Renekton at this point. That's why Ackerman mains it, because he beats everything in the world with it. He can pick it whenever he wants.
He's a pretty tall top laner there, so it's going to be Shyvana. I'm guessing, the thing is, Shyvana jungle is a thing. I could still see this lineup moving around a little bit for Complexity. But I feel like the most likely thing is Gragas mid, Annie support, Shyvana top. That's the most likely setup here.
Yeah, I think you're right. Are we going to see... This is the truth moment.
Ooh.
I think it's a Lulu mid. The Nami would be a little bit surprising, actually.
Yeah. Unless he's like, oh, this is my pocket, Annie counter when there's no Thresh in the map.
Look at the size differential on those two height-wise.
Maybe his chair's risen up more.
No, look at the back of it. The chair's the same.
Okay, fine.
He's just slouching.
Maybe the beanie's adding extra height. I'm just coming up with excuses. You're absolutely right here.
Quarter of an inch, maybe.
Yeah, so it's a lot. It's
wow,
okay.
Nami it is.
All right, so Nami coming through. You're going to fight fire with water. That is the traditional hard counter.
Counter pick.
There you go. Made it happen. Vasily's going to get him. He's actually laughing at my joke. Vasily heard. No. Ezreal going to be locked in here. Interesting to note, LMQ only need one swap at the end of Champ Select. Yeah.
That's an advantage.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
they can spend more time focusing.
So who's going to swap? Ackerman and Xiao are going to swap. Everyone else picked their champion.
Yeah, they did.
Love it.
I'm always sad when like two people pick at the same time and like the jungler's in that rotation and they pick the jungler by the other guy. I'm like, you could have just picked your own champ.
Yeah.
I just feel bad. So Sivir does come through, the Caitlyn ban being pretty worthwhile here, and now I want to see...
So I guess they're picking the jungler right now. Against a mid Lulu, it's going to be tricky. I feel like Broken Shard might want to default onto Kha'Zix just because, even if it doesn't make the most sense.
There's good separation.
Composition.
You can Zerg them down with
they can isolate with Gragas as well.
Yeah.
Theoretically. But then the Lulu ultimate from AP Lulu is going to be giving about 1,000 health, which really reduces your ability to execute.
It's true.
Bubba looks worried.
Lee Sin is the hover.
Huh. At least all of their champions are generally the same shades of colors.
That's true.
So that helps them.
They're kind of this orangey red awesomeness.
Yeah.
Hopefully they all continue to play like Flash, Barrier, Ignite, and Smite. Also the same color scheme here.
I think it's because they're on the red side.
Oh yeah, this is the red comp.
Yeah.
I want to see red Sivir, only Bloodthirsters.
Uh-huh.
There's no red GP10, so Annie can't get that.
That's good enough. I think the champion synergy itself on the red side is plenty.
It's
if only they were
here.
Complexity red. They misnamed the teams.
Well, they got to the third place match at least.
Yeah. LMQ's team composition is all about the early game. From Xiao to Ackerman, everyone is going to be going incredibly aggressive. Plus, they took the Pantheon away this time, so Broken Shard's early jungling might get switched around on him.
We'll see. I actually really like Broken Shard as a player. As much as LMQ is very favored here, I felt like the jungle matchup was the one that I felt most confident going Complexity.Black's way.
Yeah.
That I think the rest of the lanes were like, I think, generally speaking, going to go in the LMQ's favor. And so we saw him, I think, make a play to outplay his opponent, right? He's like, I'm going to look for this counter jungle. I'm going to find it. I know your jungle pattern. And I feel like the same thing can happen here as well. I found him to be more of a passive player. He looks for his lanes to get them ahead. And I think we can still see a similar thing happen in this game.
Yeah, I'm very interested to see this new look LMQ from Game 1 to Game 2.
Yeah.
Really just completely different styles from game to game. The last game, I think we were about 2 kills to 2 at 15 minutes.
Yeah.
I would be very surprised if that was the case in this one. I think we're seeing First Blood happening very quick.
I'm going with 12 seconds.
You're wrong.
Yep, I'm definitely wrong. I'm going Price is Right 12 seconds.
Oh, I see, okay.
So you have to, I mean, you say 13 and you win.
I can't pick over. Yeah. I'll give you this one. I'm going to say 4 minutes into the game.
4 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay, you're likely to win this bet.
Yep.
If you win, I'll give you a high five.
But it's Price is Right rules, so there's... I gave you some window.
Yep, 359.
Yeah.
Make it happen, guys. I don't care which team. It doesn't matter. I just want a high five from Jat. I've never gotten one ever before. I've been longing.
That is a lie, sir.
Prove it.
When you win the bet, I might give you one.
All right, there's the sign. Yes,
all right,
thank
Bubba Dub.
you. Thank you for that Bubba Dub sign. I appreciate
MVM.
that. MVM, Bubba Dub. There we go. If they ever lose Complexity as a sponsor, let's rename the Most Valuable Mustache. Build a team around Bubba Dub. Find other mustachioed players to join up here. Bubba Dub is on and he's going to learn that stun. Spamming the W out there. 8-second cooldown early on. But it's going to burn through half his mana pool and then have stuns ready. So that'll be fun.
Yeah. But stun doesn't do anything if the team's not with him.
I mean, it still stuns. Just doesn't help much.
That's true.
You could miss.
Wow, he burned so much mana. Normally people wait on the fountain for just a couple spells. It's down to 100 mana by the time he got a stun. Charged up and ready to go.
Okay. It's regenning back. Decent enough champion pool, getting about 2 per second here. So, see where that one goes. So far, these guys are spreading out in the standard battle lines in this one. But we now have gotten in. We talked about how much people love Sivir.
Yes.
And we kept seeing Sivir Caitlyn lanes, and the Caitlyn kept winning those lanes over and over again.
Yeah.
With the Caitlyn ban, it's going to be a little bit easier time here. And he's got good cover with Annie here from Bubba Dub to cover the lane.
The Ezreal lane against Sivir is still pretty potent for the Ezreal. Qs are very, very good against Robert X. Lee, especially considering if Moorland's a single bubble. Ezreal's very good at following those up.
Yeah. I want to explore that matchup a little bit because Nami's bouncing heal and bubble are pretty well telegraphed. You can generally spell shield them, but I know you can't spell shield the Tidecaller's Blessing, the auto attack slows that Nami gets. And so if you start losing a fight, you're just going to get like repeatedly slowed for up to 3 seconds, and Vasily can like keep chasing Robert X. Lee down. That's the thing that I'm going to watch for if it goes bad. Yeah,
I'm going to track more skill order on Nami as well, because she's one of the supports that changes in skill order almost every game. Sometimes you'll see the Max and E in a winning lane, heal in a losing lane. We'll have to watch how their aggression trends. You got E at level 1 for that harass.
Yeah. You start with this low, 15 damage per attack, I believe. And the Doran shield supports on both sides there. Who's going to get the push in first? Looks like Ricochet's going to do enough to actually put Complexity.Black in the lead on minions, and the Ricochets kept hitting more.
Yeah, he took a fair bit of damage there. Should have been a little bit farther away from the minion line as those ricochets were coming through, but just a little bit harassed. Doran's shield is magic, and he will be healed up to full before we know it.
Or we know it, especially when he hits level 2 if he learns the heal second. So he got enough of a mana bar to just spam those away. Look at the mid lane here, Probably on Gragas, Xiao on Lulu. Looks like this is a bit of a minion lead so far for the Lulu. And there's actually still some minions to kill as well, so a small deficit early for Probably. We saw the top lane a second ago in Westrice falling significantly behind to Ackerman, only 3-9. So, gotta say, laning phase, you said it was an aggressive early game, good team for LMQ. It's showing that way so far in the very first few seconds.
Yeah, definitely shoving up as many lanes as they can. Bottom lane got a little bit out-shoved, but Xiao's going to be wanting to get as aggressive as possible early on. You know, Vasily and Mora are the one lane that can't necessarily shove faster just because Sivir is the lane shoving AD carry. The more those Qs Vasily can land, though, the more likely they're going to be able to push back Robert X and Bubba Dub.
See what they can find. Those are hitting champions and not minions right here. No Name looking for the mid lane. I don't know if you can quite find this.
No.
I don't believe he got spotted on the way around.
He would need Prawley to body slam in for harass before he goes, and that's very unlikely. Plus, there's no guarantee a 2v2 would work in this minion line. There's the body slam in, but there's no Pantheon.
Finds the slow, deals some damage. Xiao shields himself. Otherwise, he's all right. And now, no follow-in for Lee Sin as well. Broken Shard just waiting around in the wings. First gank, though, No Name for the top lane.
He's waiting for a counter gank at this point.
Oh, he might just find a real one, though. Westrice sees this.
Yeah, when he got ran towards, he was actually worried that there was Broken Shard behind him. That's why he moved up towards Westrice, because he was going to hope to catch a 2v2. And look at that!
The flash stun into Westrice. I don't know if he wanted this one. Running under turret, though. Ignite is on, and here comes Broken Shard. Finds the shield. Ackerman runs.
No!
Oh, the Ignite ticked! Oh, my God. First blood. Broken Shard is there. That's going to make it 2. Wow, what a start for Complexity.
What a misplay by LMQ.
Yeah.
They tried to get over-aggressive, and first off, as he was tanking the turret, they didn't have enough damage to finish off Westrice, and second off, he over-tanked the turret and ended up dying and giving up double buffs to Shyvana. That is a huge boon for Westrice, taking that back to the lane.
2 games in a row, 2 first bloods given up by No Name. That's a no-no for you. That's not what you wanted to have happen. Your bottom lane, again, the push lead for CLG.Black. Different targets, though. Robert X. goes for one. Spell shield on the bubble works out here. Barrier pop by Vasily very early on. The fight's still going on. More losing some health.
Yeah, and the barrier is pretty much useless for Vasily, which means Robert X. Lee and Bubba Dub might want to continue this aggression. They got to be careful, though. Pantheon is stalking them from behind, and they do not have wards. Dive in mid as well.
It's going to be the mid lane fight. Looks like the kill comes in there for Broken Shard. Having a good game, 2-0-1, but here comes No Name. They find more. He stays in too long. Bubba Dub, leave him alone. Just let him die. Just let him die. Or just walk away. Screw it. That works too. The flash. Q. Vasily has no mana, and he's not in range. No flash. They don't get anything for it. Are you serious?
Fights so far from Complexity.Black. What a start for these guys, because they're not the ones that picked the all-early game team, yet they are the ones that get 4 kills at the start. Everyone having a hand in those kills. That was every lane individually pulling off something good.
That was incredible. And Broken Shard, part of 3 of the 4. Early boots of mobility coming in to cash in the 2 kills and assists. So Lee Sin still looking to make some things happen.
Yeah, that's an aggressive move there by Broken Shard, trying to have as much lane impact as possible. Not necessarily farming himself up. That's not the way Lee Sin necessarily works. But if they can keep this up, they're going to force this 3rd game, because team composition-wise, LMQ, they have to win early.
Yeah. Unless they get something crazy going on here. Broken Shard moves around. Pink Ward battle.
Remember that game where Snoopy walked by the Pink Ward
a
bunch of times?
Not this time.
Not this time.
Snoopy's not in this game.
Pink Ward of his own.
Yep.
He's able to find
it got spotted, though. So I feel like if you're going to Pink Ward that, I don't know, I feel like you almost want to check first and then be like, maybe they don't know I warded it.
Oh!
Ooh, does not quite get the knock back on a Xiao Wei Xiao. Lulu walks away, dodges the Q, safe.
Yeah, but look at this top lane. Westrice really trying to put the hurt on Ackerman. Normally, Renekton has the edge in this matchup until about level 8 or 9, and then depending on how much he's won that matchup by, can continue. But since he gave up those double buffs early, they gave up 2 kills. It's actually Westrice trying to turn the tables right now.
And it's an interesting build from Ackerman, too. He wants to keep bullying, but also wants to not die, and he's going for an early Hex Drinker here. Both level 6. Westrice already has popped Dragon form. Ackerman has Dominus available. Xiao Wei Xiao and Broken are about to find each other. Good damage in. The Q's going to come through. He's got a teammate, though. Watch out. That's going to be No Name. Brokenshard, can you get away? You are level 6. Can you get out? Barrel comes in. Kill picked up. A little bit too eager there.
Yeah.
One going back to LMQ.
Way too eager. Probably would not have been able to jump over and support that even if No Name wasn't there. That was definitely Brokenshard pressing and paying for it.
And he's going to pay for that one with his life. A couple hundred gold going the way of LMQ, but it's still a 1,500 gold lead for Complexity so far. They're in the black this time.
And a gank bottom because they know Xiao Wei Xiao was content mid lane. There's no wards to see this approach. How tipped off are LMQ going to get, though, as Probably comes barreling through.
There's no ulti for him, so it's going to be a smaller barrel.
Yeah, well, he doesn't have too long on that ulti. It's going to be up in about 10 seconds if he can just wait it out, but he's going back to mid because the huge wave is hitting his turret.
LMQ plays safely enough. Minions go down to the mid lane turret. These guys are going to trade farm for now. Very few minions separating these guys, but the kill gives Robert X. Lee a BF sword compared to the Sheen of Vasily. So they can dodge the Qs. There's no damage coming out from this Ezreal.
Yeah, interesting first buy there by Ezreal. Definitely just trying to last hit a little bit more. And that also tells me they're planning on being passive in that lane. More mana means a longer amount of time he can just sit way back and try and last hit with his Qs. Sheen is not necessarily a dueling item. It is a poking item for Ezreal.
I think part of it as well is he didn't have enough money to afford Phage and was like, I need something.
May as well complete an item.
Yeah, might as well get Qs. Yep. And you're right? It allows him to sit back and spam and play from far away. And it conveniently had 1,200 gold for that one. So the recall comes through. Still, minions are close. No Name has hit level 6. Now, Brokenshard played this champion last time. Had really good effect early on, but then fell off a bit. I want to see if No Name can have better effect mid-game there. Complexity.Black on top of a pink ward. Go for Dragon. No one's even trying to stop him here. So they've bought a 1,400 gold lead. They're going to try to add to that one. Taking a Dragon. Pretty secure right there. 136 per member.
Yeah, and to talk more about No Name Brokenshard and that matchup, it'll be especially curious because No Name got outplayed early on in the game twice in a row.
Yeah, he did.
Both times he gave up his double buffs, which is a big no-no for junglers. That is one of the worst things you can do early on in the game, and he's done it both games right here. If he can come back from that, it speaks to their team.
Knock back to Xiao Wei Xiao. Q lands as well. Probably just going to take that as the advantage and back away. Finds another knockup. Already wasted the shield. He probably is really trying to win this matchup.
Yeah, the most annoying thing about laning against... Never mind, Pantheon gank.
All right, Sivir has ulti, pops it. Who's going to spell shield up? Stuns on a bump it up. So much damage coming through. That is going to be a dead Annie, but here comes Lee Sin. They look for more. Q is flash away, but Vasily now on the chase. Does not have flash, does have barrier. Dodged by Brokenshard, flash by Robert X. Lee. They get the first kill, but the fight comes back in.
He's still alive?
Vasily's not going to die. Finally goes down. Brokenshard forced to run. The flash hit from No Name. Rabdolf makes it a 3-for-1 right there.
That was a great gank right there. Fighting top as well.
Going to see if Westrice could take down Ackerman. Ulti's popped on both sides. Ackerman down to about 400 health. Does have an empowered Q available when he wants it. Gets some HP. Westrice can't bully the lane just yet.
Yeah, that bottom lane gank, though, was impeccable by LMQ. The bouncing heal from Moore's Nami kept Vasily alive so much longer than was expected. He actually has 4 points in that ebb and flow, so it's healing for a lot as it bounces. That's what he's maxing since they're playing that lane so passively. Also, they comboed the stun from the Nami bubble really well with the Pantheon stun. Just everything going well for that. That is a huge aggressive play, but more importantly, incredibly necessary if LMQ wants to win this game because they are an early game team and the Pantheon was behind. If that gank backfired, they may have lost the game straight out right there.
Well, they made the plays happen there. Looks like mid-game Pantheon faring quite well. Started the game 0-1-0. He's now 2-1-2. No Name making a name for himself in this series so far. Only 600 gold separate the teams, and that is with Complexity.Black having an extra kill and an extra dragon in this game, and it's still this close.
By the way, when you said they're going to go for more, were you saying they're going for more kills or the support? Because it works
maybe both.
Yeah, that would have been clever.
It was clever, Jat.
Good
I'm
work.
glad you picked up on it.
Bubba Dub got bubbled.
Bubble dub?
Not quite.
Bubble dub? Come on! The groans from the audience.
Yeah.
Really? That was good!
I'm blaming you for that one. Yeah.
By the way, Jack, when was First Blood?
It was like 4 minutes and 40 seconds.
All right, you win.
Yeah.
I owe you a high five. That was a really weak high five, though. It's okay. You only get what you deserve. All
right, I'll see you later.
All right, solo casting, guys. Here we go. More puns all the time. LMQ sitting on the back foot in their bottom lane. The minions are still going Complexity's way, but we've seen the ganks time and again just work better with No Name there on the side.
Yeah.
Man drops back available. Broken Shard looks mid, but not near anybody.
And something really interesting is that Broken Shard started the game so well on Lee Sin. Pantheon all coming in again. Bubba Dub gets caught warding.
Uh-oh. It's going to be the tidal wave. Robert X. Lee is going to spell shield the tidal wave. And here comes the Annie Tibbers with a jump back in. No Name taken down, and Tibbers not going to do too much now. Bubba Dub looking for more here. Can he find it? Q lands. That's going to be a dead Nami as well. Fire beats water this time around. Vasily now stuck under a turret. Boomerang Blade. Tibbers takes it. Bubba Dub not going to make the plays just yet, but a good fight.
Yeah, even so. Oh, knocked into the turret. Let's see if he can turn more.
What a flash by Xiao Xiao, and the single minion left alive tanked a turret shot for him. Probably still looking, though. Ignite is on. Q's going to land. No flash, of course. One more body slam could seal the deal. Dritch from the cask. Flash. Does not get it. This is not good for Prawley. Glitter Lance lands. That's a kill. Xiao Xiao with the outplay.
Prawley feels really sad right now.
Prawley does.
About that. But that was just so much action.
Oh, yeah.
Right off the bat. Maybe to talk about the start of it. The counter gank that time of Broken Shard. I was going to get into a point where Broken Shard started the game so well, but then hadn't made an impact afterwards with those boots of mobility. This time, the boots of mobility really came in advantageously for him because it allowed him to get to the fight earlier. And it probably could have curbed his aggression there. It would have been better for Complexity.Black overall. That's actually the second moment in this game with Broken Shard's gank earlier being the first right near this blue buff that we're seeing right now, were 2 moments that they've kind of let LMQ back in the game. You take away those 2 moments of over-aggression, it's actually 7 kills to 3, and Complexity would be in complete control.
Well, they're looking for the mid lane right now. Nobody's there to defend this one. 1 turret to 0. They got the bottom lane off the prior gank. Looking to capitalize the mid lane off of Xiao Xiao just recalling from his prior fight. No Name shows up to defend. He's going to have 2 people here now, but look at the damage coming through. There's 1 turret shot left. Stun comes in, not blocked, surprisingly, by Robert X. Lee. But that mid lane turret now down to about 1/5 of its health bar.
Yeah, there's going to be a lot of pressure on that, but as long as Xiao Xiao is sitting there with his blue buff, the minion wave's never going to arrive there. One thing to mention about AP Lulu is when she does have her Athene's Unholy Grail and the blue buff, it is so much easier for her to deal harass because he attaches the E to the enemy and then gets 2 glitter lances off that are nearly undodgeable.
Yeah, picks last on you for, I believe, 6 seconds. The base cooldown's around 7.
For the glitter lance.
Yeah.
So once you get enough cooldown reduction, you get 2 of them almost guaranteed.
Yes. Just felt like spelling out the numbers there.
Shall we show?
Yeah. It's a tag team. We're a team here, chat. We both get credit when we say something smart, which means you get credit for my puns.
Those aren't smart.
Well, mid lane still under siege. Actually, a lane swap a bit here by Complexity. They're going to send their dual lane mid to keep the pressure on. But Xiao Xiao, just clearing waves by himself, probably went bottom. Kept the lane in good repair here. And the Dragon now up in 2 seconds. As the top laners keep brawling back and forth. Let's see what happens here. West Rice has the ulti. Still getting chased down in a turret. Ackerman can't find anything else for this one, though.
Yeah, West Rice has been farming a lot in that lane since having an early edge. As the Dragon's going down as well. Pantheon coming in.
4-on-4. Mandar comes in. They're going to go for the Dragon first. They pick it up. The battle has begun. See what happens. Shyvana does win the battle in the top lane as well as the Dragon pickup. Let's see what else these guys can go for. No Name, bit overextended. Damage coming through, but the Lulu keeping him alive. Body Slam shows up. Broken Shard finds another kill. 5-2-2 for Broken Shard. Putting the team on a backpack.
And by the way, West Rice soloed Ackerman up in the top lane. So another huge across-the-map win by Complexity.Black. Dragon plus 2 kills, and now a 4, maybe 5,000 gold advantage if they can get down these turrets.
We'll see if they can get the mid one as well. Xiao Xiao has a mana bar, but Prawley and Robert X. Lee say, I don't care if you have mana. We have minions, and they have enough health to survive. Another turret goes down 2-0 on the map. West Rice going to recall back with his finished Sunfire Cape already done. And I got to say, this is looking much better than Game 1.
This is a big lead right now for Complexity. Also, Robert X. Lee's Sivir has the potential to run down a lot of LMQ team members later on in this game. The Shyvana top lane as well is outscaling Ackerman.
Yeah.
Huge boon.
He's already got a minion and level lead.
Yeah, look at those items he was able to complete. 2 Mercury Treads and Warden's Mail, which he did not have when he soloed Ackerman.
No, that was Boots 1 and a Sunfire Cape. Ackerman basically upgraded Merc Treads and added a Negatron cloak.
Yeah,
so
1,300 gold he has on him in the top lane. There's also a 1,200 gold lead for Broken Shard. The gold on Lee Sin is a little bit misleading, though, actually. Generally, you don't want your Lee Sin to have that much gold because he is mainly a facilitator, and he has put so much into vision control that the combat effectiveness of Lee Sin isn't proportional to his gold lead. That's something Complexity has to keep in mind here.
Yes, largely in his levels. Did go Ruby Sightstone. Wow. So, yeah, very few combat stats, less combat items, completely the no-name. But you got to think, with Complexity.Black winning the game pretty well and facing an early game team, they're like, okay, if we don't get ganked sillily, I don't know what the word was supposed to be there. If it's not silly. Anyway, they get the wards down.
Foolishly?
Foolishly, thank you.
There you go.
Revived. We're good. Gonna miss that one, but they'll get ganked foolishly. They use the wards, should be in okay shape.
And if they don't over-aggress.
Yeah.
That's one
thing doing that.
They've done a little bit of. And it's kind of why Broken Shard has built the Ruby Sightstone. The reason they have been winning these fights in the first place is because he has had the mobility advantage on the Pantheon, which is kind of crazy to think. Pantheon has his Grand Skyfall, yet Broken Shard has actually been ahead of him in most situations.
Done some really good things here. Ackerman now on the back foot in the top lane. Westrice killing minions between the turret. Broken Shard finds no name again. Both these guys level 10. Jumps back in. Not going to go for the kick just yet. Could have knocked up Xiao Wei Xiao. Doesn't care about that. Smite onto the Wraith. Going to go Broken Shard's way.
Yeah, cost him half his health bar, though.
Not worth it.
Probably not. That was one of those situations where he almost put himself in harm's way again.
Yeah.
He's got to be really careful with those ward jumps.
Okay, so doesn't find too much there. Looks like Ackerman happy to last hit under his turret. There's some ward coverage for Westrice. He's put 1 down near the blue buff. But you got to know he is available to be jumped on if no name wants this one. Up 1 level. Has Dragon Form. Does not have Flash, though. Now probably looks to make a play. He's going to walk into Ackerman 2v1
look out.
in the brush. Body slam lands. Ackerman, no Flash, does have ulti. Not the correct direction. No name probably going to cancel that ulti.
Slice and the dice. Yep, he'll get that cooldown back for Grand Skyfall. Doesn't cost him if he doesn't jump. It is a turret, though, for Complexity.Black. Nice rotation.
So 5.4 thousand gold. 20% gold lead right now for Complexity.Black. The blue buff respawns. These guys have owned this side of the map for a while, largely thanks to Westrice. No name, though, wanting to protect his own buff. Can he make it happen?
Well, they're collapsing from both sides. How quickly can Broken Shard get there to continue this harassment? They will have a numbers advantage if they can sustain.
They look for no name. No Flash on that guy. Knockup comes in from Lulu. Ackerman rejoins the fight. Some damage coming in from Prolly. Where's the knockup going to go? Drinks for himself. Ulti, of course, actually down. I take that back. Westrice in the backline, but there comes the rest of Complexity. Tidal Wave is massive, but they find 1 kill onto the Renekton so far. Ignite's going to make one happen, though. Knocked down. Bubble Dub into the air. Bubble Dub not going to be too happy. Here comes the man trap as well. 2 kills picked up. Nice Q from Sivir. The team forced to disengage. 2-for-1 fight for LMQ.
A good collapse there by LMQ, being down in gold, but finding the right moments to initiate. Vasily was very slow coming back up, and the fact that the ultimate of Ezreal hit so many of Complexity.Black was a big reason they were able to come out there. Also, the fact that Gragas' ultimate was down turns these things, all these little small advantages that can make up for a gold deficit coming into these fights to make the fight more even. You can see this chaos here probably couldn't really have a big impact, and it was mainly the tidal wave here that really gave him the edge. When the tidal wave hits from that far away, it's like a 4+ second slow on everyone for Complexity combined with Clearlands. They are crawling away, which makes the bubble easier to land. It means they all have to burn Flash, and it meant LMQ could still get kills afterwards.
All right, so now 7-10, the gold lead, only 4,500 now. Bringing it closer is LMQ. We'll see if they can make it a 2-0 and take first place in the first North American Challenger Series, or if Complexity.Black can fight back, be the huge underdog, and say, hey, you know, there's a reason we're Complexity.Black. We're the dark horse. We're going to prove it here. Vasily and Moore chilling down in the bottom lane. Equal minions now between the AD carries. Their gold's got to be pretty close as well. Trinity Force done. Zerk Greaves, and now going towards a Blade of the Ruined King here for Vasily. Personally, I like that build.
This is a rather odd game right now. There's been so much aggression. So much of the gold has went on to Broken Shard, which he has turned into mobility rather than combat stats. And I actually feel like Complexity.Black is pressing right now. I say this because Prolly has built a blue elixir when he's still working on his death cap. Almost always you'll see a Gragas just save as much gold as possible and go for a death cap. When you build a blue elixir like this, it means Complexity is looking to have some very game-changing fights shortly. With the Dragon coming up, that might be the next thing they look for.
Well, if they get the Dragon, it's going to pay for itself here if that ends up being the tipping factor. Level 13 on Prolly.
And he just
good ability
drank the
power.
elixir, too. He didn't even
All right.
wait for the fight.
He wants to be here for the battle. A lot of damage going down on the Dragon. It looks like they're not even going to care. LMQ not going to position for this one. Pink Ward in the Dragon Pit and nearby in the river, going to secure vision control. Westrice holds the top lane by himself, and nothing is answered for that Dragon take. Well set up by Complexity.
I thought that was like the intimidation elixir from Brawley, because he saw the enemy and was like, I'm gonna make you watch me drink this elixir so you're more scared of me right now. And then they didn't go for Dragon.
I'm going to make you watch me drink this elixir.
Yeah. Well, otherwise they might not have noticed.
I mean, sure. If he's glowing blue and you're like, why? It's not the blue buff. It's the other blue buff. All right, so still the wave clear from Xiao Wei Xiao. 206 minions at 220, or 22 minutes, I should say. And I want to see where this one goes. Okay, so the top laners are still advancing in their builds. Ackerman's been holding onto the Giant's Belt for a while, but has finished Spectre's Howl. Westrice more and more tanky, and he's only worried about receiving physical damage. He's really not caring that much about Xiao Wei Xiao's soon-to-be Lichbane Lulu damage output.
No, not quite. Oh, Westrice, look out!
Okay, well, he can become a dragon. Bubble's going to come down. Now he can jump away. He doesn't choose to. Goes the other way towards his team. Pops Randuin, puts a ward down, and he just does not care.
He's pretty tanky right now.
A little bit.
As we can see. There's a very lacking amount of damage from LMQ. That's the danger of going Pantheon Renekton. They're both really early game bullies, and when they give up that early game double kill, they're just getting outscaled right now by Westrice.
Yeah.
And this is the strangest game to watch right now, Freak, because I feel like any other game where it's 39,000 gold to 33,500, 5,500 gold lead, and the enemy team has a Pantheon or Renekton, it should be over.
Yeah.
For the most part. You're just, all right, they got outscaled, they lost the early game where they shouldn't have, and the game is over. But just the way this is playing out, the way LMQ is kind of positioning and withstanding, they've only lost 3 turrets. Complexity.Black isn't taking any major advantages. There's a littering of wards on the map. Look at that, 5 pink wards.
Oh,
everyone has a pink ward on the map right now.
Team objectives.
Yeah, but I still feel like Complexity needs to do something else big to get this. The game is definitely not over right now.
So I have a question for you on this one. So because the assumption is here that these champions sort of passively outscale, by just getting the late game, they're better. Are Complexity okay, just waiting and saying, well, at 60,000 gold, we'll for sure win? Or do they really need to press this gold lead?
Well, here's kind of the dangerous thing the Complexity could get into. Lee Sin doesn't necessarily scale well unless his teammates do, because he is more about finding fights and positioning people. And no matter how well Gragas scales, his unreliability, because all he has is skill shots, makes him a dangerous scaler late game. If he misses his skill shots, he is a non-factor in team fights. Okay. So that could be 2 people that are weaker. Sivir and Shyvana. Shyvana really is the main one who is outscaling right now.
Okay.
There is still a danger that this game gets turned around by LMQ if they find the right fight.
See if they can find it here. One thing to point out, as you talked about them trying to deal with Westrice, who's built a bunch of armor. Normally with Pantheons, we see them build some kind of armor pen, but No Name went into Hexdrinker second, then into tank. Yeah. So he really doesn't hit Westrice hard at all.
Nothing to touch him. There's no armor pen on anyone on that team. Trying to find a fight in the jungle.
Robert X. Lee puts a spell shield on, knocked up by Lulu. Can he get away? The fight has begun. Not great for Robert. He's going to flash towards the background and keep on running. These guys are safe so far. Complete disengage.
Look at Westrice, though. He's deep.
He's on the other side of the map, but he is alone versus 2. He's got nowhere to go. Flashes the wall, nicely dodging the Glitter Lance. Little dragon trying to chase it down. Nice bubble from Moore. Now can the chase come in? Flash by No Name gets the stun. That's going to be a kill picked up right there.
And that was a 4v5. Crawley was off on the other side of the map, farming around. LMQ is going to persist.
Okay, Brokashard. He's going to... Ooh, the Glitter Lance again. Heavily dodged right there. Doesn't land a slow. Kicks Lulu back. That's kind of the wrong direction there. They've got to be careful. They're outnumbered. Brokashard's still running facility. Finding something else to do. Ackerman with the Ignite. Brokashard's going to go down. That was greedy.
Yeah, and that was just a bad fight overall by Complexity.Black. They exposed themselves in the enemy jungle during a 4v5 situation, and LMQ capitalized. It doesn't matter if there's a gold lead if a Gragas who's holding 7,000 or 8,000 gold isn't involved in the fight.
Yeah, they're missing more than the gold. They're missing the champion itself as well. And now the mid lane under siege. LMQ pick up 2 kills, and they turn it into something. Look for the mid lane. Ulti comes off by Prawley. Will spread the team apart. It's going to buy at least 1 wave of time here as Prawley gets his mana back in. We'll see if LMQ can make it on the next wave, as Westrice is coming back and going down the mid lane.
Yeah, this is going to turn into a really good game for you. Yeah. You can already tell here. LMQ is just playing so well at a disadvantage that they're poised for a comeback almost, despite being down 5,000 gold. If they keep finding those fights where they're 4v5, or rather 5v4,
sure,
and just kiting around. They have a very kitey team with the mid lane Lulu and the Nami.
See what they can find with this one. And it's weird that Complexity are the team with 2 Ruby Sightstones, and they're the ones getting out-positioned around the map.
Very strange.
They had the 5 pink wards all across the river. By the way, 3 of which got swept out over the course of that last fight. Siege looking for the mid lane. These guys aren't pressing very hard, though. Respecting a lot of the engage that LMQ has. But they've only got, 2 range champions, and Sivir's short range.
And I'm still really interested, this mid lane Lulu is something we're seeing more and more of. How well it really scales, right? Because we know Lulu is super strong in the early game. And AP ratio-wise, damage-wise, bad. Right, it's 0.6 on the Glitter Lance and like a point. It's overall, I was doing it maybe a 1.1 like total AP ratio for damage.
Okay.
However, the other AP scalings, like the fact that the Glitter Lance slows for a higher percentage for longer when it scales up with AP, or the move speed from the shield gets so ridiculously fast.
Yeah,
that augmenting your other team, how valuable is that late game scaling? I know in the last CLG versus TSM game we had today, if Link would have been alive for some of those fights and was able to put the move speed on double lift, I think he would have been untouchable. There's that factor that Xiao Zhao can put in, putting 1,000 health plus shields on people with Lulu that could really keep them in this game late with Lulu.
Well, something we saw with Orianna as well, and you actually mentioned CLG. I remember watching them play with Ori last season. They would leave the ball on double lift the whole time. They would just keep pressing E over and over and over again.
Mid-laners.
Yeah, and then was like, okay, when we finally need to go into the battle, okay, then we'll move the thing around, but they would always kind of prioritize the protection on the AD carry. Well, Complexity.Black looking again for their another Dragon for these guys. They've not given any away so far this game. Mandrop comes through. Can they get it in time? Smite comes through.
This could be the fight.
It's going to be again. Bubba Dup in the front lines, taking a bunch of pain, but the knockback there. No name into the background. Knockup's going to land only onto Prolly. 1 for 0 so far. Bubba Dup is safe. He survived that engage. Ackerman now in a bad spot. Lulu ulti comes through. Will Complexity keep fighting? These guys kind of sitting in the middle here, waiting out the timer. So much bonus health on Ackerman. Team looking to maybe regroup here. It's going to be the runaway from Prolly and Broken Shard. It's a 5v4, and LMQ are the ones chasing.
Fantastic Gragas ultimate by Prolly in that fight.
Yeah.
Completely isolating No Name so far away that Xiao Zhao could not even get the Lulu ultimate down on him. So a nice objective there by Complexity.Black. Finding an opportunity, forcing a 5v5, getting the Dragon. Yeah, you can really see No Name just gets completely blown away into the whole team. Moore tried to flash into support, but that wasn't it. And then the rest of the fight was actually a little bit scary. Complexity had used most of their burst, could not really get a clean engage. That's how kitey this LMQ team is, and they just end up walking away. It's a very fast Renekton, by the way.
Yeah.
As he tried to chase him down.
Yeah, 2,000 health, shields coming through. Xiao Zhao could keep slowing people, using him as a font for, I don't know if font's even the right word, a focus, though, for picks. He puts picks on him, throws Glitter Lance out of him. Xiao Zhao targeted Ackerman with E.
Yeah.
I don't think font's the word.
A proxy for it? No.
Yeah, proxy's decent.
Okay.
The proxy picks.
A vehicle for his Glitter Lance?
A vehicle for picks for the Glitter Lance. We're good. We're good. The Symbiosis is strong with LMQ. No Name back through his jungle. 3-4-3 on him. Again, he's had rough early games pretty much every single time in this series. Comes back in the mid game. Teamfight's going hit and miss. Of course, we've seen some amazing ultis come out from Prolly so far. Puts another one down, actually. It's a battle with Vasily.
Oh, no.
That's going to get won by the Chinese AD carry. Vasily taking him out.
Oh, dear.
Ruin King Trinity Force, 4-1-4. Yeah.
That shouldn't have happened.
It did.
He gets the Blade of the Ruin King off and was able to heal himself up. Probably used everything in that fight. That's a big advantage for LMQ. An individual play right there.
Yeah.
It's going to get a lot of team gold back for Complexity.
There wasn't Ignite for Prolly. The
for
lifesteal was enough. Yeah. Big for LMQ. Only 1 kill down. 5,500 gold. Restrice knocked up there. Not too afraid of Ackerman. Actually chooses to fight a little bit back.
Westrice is pretty untouchable.
Yeah. 4-2-1.
Yeah.
3.5 tank items. He's going to go probably full tank this build.
Surprising.
Visage and GA, maybe?
Yeah. If Westrice had a Blade of the Ruin King in this game, he could definitely make a much larger impact because, yes, he's unkillable, but he's not killing anyone. He's pushing people back, but not helping his team convert. And especially with the unreliability of a Gragas and the low damage of Lee Sin, there's a chance they need an extra damage dealer that Westrice could have been since he had such a lead in this game.
Yeah, if Gragas only hits Ackerman, like, how does that guy even go down? They have low damage jungler, low damage top lane. Sivir, not the best single target damage champion.
Not necessarily. Depends on the spacing of the team fights, too.
Sure.
Sivir is fantastic against teams that are more likely to group up in team fights because the Ricochet will hit everyone.
Yeah.
If LMQ spaces properly, they can really neutralize the damage output of Robert X. Lee.
See if they can find it. No shield coming through for either team. No Locker to the Iron Solari that I can see so far. Mikhail's the focus here for more, and Mikhail's does heal percentage of max health, so would be good on No Name and Ackerman. Westrice again down to half, running backwards there.
Death Look at that slow.
Oh yeah, pretty powerful. Death Cap coming soon, by the way, for Xiao Zhao. So even better CC and haste. Don't do it, Broken Shard. doesn't.
The Lee Syndrome just about took him out there. LMQ is full health.
Yeah, and Westrace is down to half. I feel like he doesn't want to fight when he's this low.
This is a really hard team to close out on.
Yeah.
LMQ was down 6,000 or 7,000 gold a while ago
Mm-hmm.
and has just persisted. It's still only 3 turrets to 1. They were down those 3 turrets forever ago, and the push by Complexity.Black has just completely stalled.
Completely, you're right. There's nothing going on for these guys. 3 completed items here for the mid laner, Prawley. 3 completed items for Robert Lee. And he's stopping building damage to go towards some more resistances. Only 1 death in that champion for Robert Lee's Sivir, but decides, I need a Banshees. Or at least some MR. Ackerman and Prawley in a battle. Very tanky Renekton. Probably going to sit around for this one. Does not go for the ulti onto Ackerman. And here comes the rest of the team. No Name finds Bubba up. Tibbers comes back around. Going to flash over the wall. Knocked into the wall there by Prawley. Ackerman still taking up the turret. Ezreal does not quite find the kill, but Brokenshard now getting chased down. Can he get something else to do? Jumps backwards. Good damage from Prawley, but he's now overextended. It's going to be 1 kill picked up. With the knockup, it's going to be 2 kills picked up. The team not there to re-engage. A 2 for nothing for LMQ.
Yeah, Robert X. Lee, as you said, was nowhere to be found in that fight, so as soon as they see an advantage, they just chase relentlessly. And whenever a team is stalled out for so long, you can almost expect that turn to happen because Complexity.Black was just waiting and waiting and waiting and could never find a moment. Eventually, LMQ is going to find a moment, and they're trying for Baron now.
We'll see if they can do it.
This is very not being sneaky whatsoever. They know they have the smite up. Let's see if Robert can stop it. It was super dangerous.
All right, it's a 2v5 for now, and he's not nearby. Shadow is on the zone at Wesker. He goes in. Can he find much here? Robert X. Lee is around, but the knockup comes in. Not good for Sivir. Flashes backwards. Westrace just barely alive. Tibbers going to come out, but not find a lot here. So far, 1 for 0.
They're so
Baron
low right now.
Putting the damage still out. Bubba up. Can he find more? Puts the wards over. No, smite it away. No Name takes it. Making that 3 kills and a Baron unanswered.
Such impressive play right there by LMQ. Just relentlessly diving. And it's crazy, because it's a Pantheon Renekton team. You do not expect them to pull ahead 30 minutes into the game. You expect them to win early. Mm-hmm. But the way they're using their mobility, they're making the scaling not necessarily matter. Xiao Zhao is showing us that AP Lulu is a viable thing late into the game. Vasily as well on Ezreal is using his mobility to completely outplay Complexity.Black. Robert X. Lee has not been involved in these fights. Vasily has been.
Yeah, and how impressive is it? And I guess you kind of said the reason why, but how impressive is it that the team without Sivir is outmaneuvering the team with Sivir there? And it's because Robert has not been there with his team. You talked about Complexity.Black not really making things happen. Yeah, they're getting a whole bunch of dragons there. That's keeping them their gold lead.
Yeah,
but
that was big.
For the big objectives, though, LMQ are there first, and they're forcing the issue.
Yeah, now that they have the Baron buff, I want to see what use LMQ makes of this one. They're still down in gold, and they're running the risk if they group up of actually fighting 5v5, which they have avoided doing for so long up until this point because they'd lost that early game.
Well, walk around Dragon, they see it has been taken. The pink wards get removed. Only 2.5 tank items here for Brokenshard. He's still not a big factor. He started the game 5-2-2. He's now 5-4-4, a significant time later. We talked about Lee Sin being a facilitator. Hasn't facilitated much.
Sivir out of position, but look how fast he is.
Fast Shadow shows. Brokenshard even faster, though. Finds the Q. Does not follow up.
Let's see how fast that Lulu's actually going. At this point with her amount of AP, it's an 82% movement speed boost.
Slightly high.
Yeah. It's 30 base plus 1 per 10 AP, and he's got 516 AP on Lulu.
There you go. Pretty swift dude, no name Vasily. They just finished killing off the outer bottom lane turret. So both teams have killed all 3 outer turrets there. Tier 2 mid had already gone for CLG.Black, though.
And as far as positioning goes in this game, the Lulu will control it completely. As well, the Glitter Lance is normally an 80% slow that decays down to 0. It's an 80% slow that decays down to 77% because of how much AP she has. It is just an 80% slow for 2 seconds, straight up.
Yeah, pretty powerful stuff right here. These guys now going to continue to remove these minions. They're taking the jungle now as they go for the sieges. The bottom lane looking to be the focus soon. They just cut the minion wave across right here.
Yeah.
And this is clearly going to be the place that they're going to push.
This is a very difficult turret to defend. Ackerman can very easily get in behind the team if he wants to walk around. The wave clear from Complexity.Black is immense, though. Sivir and Gragas combined won't let minions arrive at that turret. So if LMQ wants to go in, they have to brute force their way in with Renekton.
Okay, well, 1 minute left on Baron. That's 2 minion waves. Here comes the first of those last 2 before Baron times out. Complexity likely to have this scouted as well. They'll know when they're safe to engage. I don't think Complexity will look for this without Baron buff gone. Poke down to Robert X. Lee, not Spell Shield.
He got him to half health, though, which means they either brute force in this turret or they try and Pantheon drop behind them. That is a very real possibility on this next wave.
But Robert recalls he has a Guardian Angel, can't afford a home guard. He's running back towards his team. Now, can he get there in time? The minion wave's here in about 8 seconds. Barrels out on the map. Great Glitter Lance Harass, taking some damage off on a West-Rice.
Yeah, they're not going for it. Oh,
Baron Buff is on.
The siege minion this time.
There's a bunch of minions there. Will probably ult for anything. West-Rice in the top line. He's going to go for a little bit. They don't find the engagement of Vasily. He loses health but survives. Arcane Shift keeping him in there just barely.
So close to being a fatal death right there as the ultimate drop from Prawley.
Most deaths are.
So close to being fatal?
Yeah.
Most deaths are fatal. Some of them aren't. Baron Buff's still up, though. Cannon Wave not here this time. The ultimate is down on Prawley. They got a lot of damage on a Broken Shard. This is going to continue, Freak.
They're going to try Baron Buff now, really timing out on this one. Let's see what they can go for. Here we go. Turret taking a lot of fire. Of course, ultis are down by 2 of the members. Bubble's going to come out. Not find much. Arcane Shift again. The minions are gone. West-Rice down to half Broken Shard as well. And LMQ could just face tank this turret and take it now. They're going to do that. And West-Rice a little bit in the bad spot.
There
Man
it
Drop
is.
comes by as well. Look at the burst coming through. But not in a good spot. West-Rice as well will be falling. 1-for-0. The siege going to continue the chase. Bubbit heals himself, but still goes down. 5v3 on the map. Robert X. Lee not in a good spot. Likely to fall as well. Has a GA, but that might not matter. Broken Shard, Prawley, the only guys left alive. Robert X. Lee sure to fall. 5 versus 2. Inhibitor under fire.
And it is late enough into the game right now that this could very well be the end of it. Dodges the ultimate by one of them, probably going low.
So he gets more, but it's still a 4 versus 2. Turret's going to fall the siege. Can it continue? Ezreal adding attack speed to the team. Broken Shard, probably the only guys there. Broken Shard comes in, takes a lot of damage, but it buys some time for the inhib. Ackerman lower, 300 health, but he's going to walk out.
All right, so I think there was a danger there of the game being over, but Prawley could get a catch. Huge move there by LMQ. Getting the inhibitor down, and they have taken control now. First gold lead they've had in forever, Freak.
Yeah, exactly. 500 gold for these guys. Let's watch this fight again.
West-Rice got stuffed there on his ultimate by a bubble. He tried to ult away as the bubble hit, so he didn't move on Shyvana. Then it's just the slow and the speed continuing from Lulu. She is the catalyst for almost all of this chase. No one on Complexity.Black can get away. So fast from the Nami, so slow because of the Lulu, and they were just able to kill again and again. Once they got rid of the front line from West-Rice, who was no longer a super tank because of the huge amount of items on Lulu and Ezreal, it was just a steamroll for that LMQ team. It's a ridiculous composition that they have here.
And it's incredibly well played by these guys on top of that. So in the aftermath of that fight, LMQ did back off. Prawley got a steal on the blue buff, thanks in part to Broken Shard. Going to go back on their side of the map. 1 minute until both Dragon and Baron come up. I want to see where these go to, because Baron buff is gone. Turrets mostly equalized. There is a dead inhibitor, but these guys are back to equal on gold. Can Complexity.Black turn this one back around?
It's going to take
sweeps Baron.
A ridiculous turnaround at this point from Complexity.Black, because if we consider that LMQ has just come back from a 7,000 gold deficit, down 3 turrets to 0, now is up 2 turrets and even in gold, you would just, by logic, say they are way ahead right now, because they were able to play even while they had a deficit. So when they are actually even, they have a huge lead.
Likely do. We'll see what happens with this one. Glitter Lance coming back around. Broken Shard looks to make a play. Lands a Q. The Sivir comes in. They don't have Ackerman.
No,
it's a 5 versus 4. Can they go? Where's the knockup? Where's it going to land? Oh, Xiao knocking himself and the other people around. No Name shows back in for Prawley, though. He is low. And on the wrong side of this fight, West-Rice, big Dragon Sleep does not find anything. Ackerman shows up now into the back lines. What can he find? No Name. Back in for West-Rice. Prawley forced to run away. Bubba getting chopped up right there. Good fight for LMQ. It's going to be 1 so far. Flash is going in. Spell Shield used. Double kill so far. West-Rice falls. LMQ, can they clean this one up? Ackerman jumping in huge. Finds a 3rd for his team. Robert X. Lee trades one back before he goes down. That is a 4-for-1 fight.
The chase just never stops. Complexity used all their move speed to get in. They had nothing left to get back out when they weren't able to finish off the kills. This is a continued push by LMQ.
And they're going to go in now for the top inhibitor. 40 seconds on most of the respawns here. Will they keep on going? Inhibitor now under fire. Minions flooding in from the bottom side of the base. They have super minions if they want to go for the Nexus. Prawley, 30 seconds, has to defend by himself.
Ultimate coming up soon, and there's pretty low people on LMQ, but this looks indefensible.
I don't know if they can find much there. Nexus turret going to be going down. Out of the Nexus itself, they're going to go. This is going to be the Challenger Finals if they can get it. 1 turret goes down, 2 goes down. Prawley trying to find 7.5, but the Nexus now undefended, and LMQ going to make it 2-0 over Complexity.Black.
What a comeback, Freak, by LMQ. It was a rough start.
Yeah.
You can tell they're not super happy about that one. But the comeback itself is something to be proud of. Comebacks like this do not happen often.
No, you've got to be an incredibly skilled team who's able to react under pressure. And to think about it, they could have said, you know what, whatever, it's game 2, we can come back in the third game, we think we're going to lose. Think about that happened with Royal Club and their semi to Fnatic, where they were like, yeah, we lost the game, let's spend the game talking about how to play the next one. They stayed focused in this game to pull themselves back through.
Yeah, and that's a tough loss for Complexity to take. I think after their early game start, they're maybe thinking, all right, we can take this to a third game now. They never got there. It ended up just being a really long game 2. Never able to pull off. I think Prawley is not happy with himself. He had a couple key misplays on Gragas, getting 1v1 on 2 occasions. Gave up a lot of that lead. Broken Shard could not come back on Lee Sin despite a fantastic start. He's never able to make a large impact. You know, even Westrise, no one on Determined is feeling without, or sorry, Complexity.Black, formerly Determined Gaming, is feeling without blame right now because they all had their own